Fa di me quello che tu vuoi, plasmami come meglio puoi. Su di te io non ho controllo, nettero veleno sei tu a farmelo bere. Fa di me quello che tu vuoi, plasmami come meglio puoi. Su di te io non ho potere, nettero veleno sei tu a farmelo bere. Trasmuta il mio essere, insegnami a tessere con i fili della mia vita un tappeto su cui i tuoi piedi mettere. Trasmuta il mio essere, insegnami a tessere con i fili della mia vita un tappeto su cui i tuoi piedi mettere. Fa di me quello che tu vuoi, plasmami come meglio puoi. Su di te io non ho potere, nettero veleno sei tu a farmelo bere. Nulla io sono, senza te non riesco a essere buono. Il mio cuore si indurisce e ogni compassione da me svanisce. Nulla io sono, senza te non riesco a essere buono. Il mio cuore si indurisce e ogni compassione da me svanisce. Fa di me quello che tu vuoi, plasmami come meglio puoi. Su di te io non ho potere, nettero veleno sei tu a farmelo bere. Quanto vorrei riuscire a esserti gradito, diventare così puro da farti innamorar di me in modo assoluto. Quanto vorrei riuscire a esserti gradito, diventare così puro da farti innamorar di me in modo assoluto. Fa di me quello che tu vuoi, plasmami come meglio puoi. Su di te io non ho potere, nettero veleno sei tu a farmelo bere. Di me fa una penna con cui scrivere il nostro romanzo di un amore puro, di un amore vero. Di me fa una penna con cui scrivere il nostro romanzo di un amore puro, di un amore vero che tutti ispiri davvero. Fa di me quello che tu vuoi, plasmami come meglio puoi. Su di te io non ho potere, nettero veleno sei tu a farmelo bere. Sirio, più niente c'è. Ti imploro, dimora sempre in me, finché di Sirio più niente c'è, solo il sublime colmi il mio intimo sé. Fa di me quello che tu vuoi, plasmami come meglio vuoi. Su di te io non ho potere, nettare veleno sei tu a farmelo bere. Fa di me quello che tu vuoi, plasmami come meglio vuoi. Su di te io non ho potere, nettare veleno sei tu a farmelo bere. Make of me what you want, mold me in the best you can. Over thee I have no power. Nectar or poison, it's you that make me drink it. You transmute my being, teach me how to weave with the trees of my life a carpet on which you may put your feet. I am nothing. Without you, my heart hardens. And all my compassion vanishes. How I wish I could be pleasing to you, become so pure as to make you love me absolutely. Make of me a pen with which to write our novel, that of a pure love, a true love, that may truly inspire all. I implore you, always abide in me, so much so that of Sirio there is nothing left, only this sublime feeling of my inner self. So this is the song we take into consideration, even for Satsang. It's a song that I wrote a few years ago. It says, make of me what you want, shape me the way you can. Over you I have no power. Nectar or poison, it's you that make me drink it. So instead of wanting to be or to become whatever we may think or we may want, it's better to just give up and surrender and say, make me the way you want, shape me the way you want. Because maybe he knows better what is best for us. So there is this wanting of ours which is never end. And we would like to be this or we would like to be that. We try our best in our life to give a direction, to go towards a certain goal. But eventually what happens in our life is predestined, and at the appropriate time it happens. So it's okay to wish to give a direction to our life, the best direction we can, but in the awareness that anyway the Supreme Will is going to make happen those things which are meant to happen. So it's very good not to fight with life, with the will of God, whatever is supposed to be. And whenever anything happens, it's very good to just welcome it the way it is. Before anything happens, we may do our best, by the way, to shape it the way we want, to give the direction we want, to make it happen the way we would like, according to our understanding. But if then it goes in a different way, and something different happens, then we just accept it and we don't get mad at it. Because anyway, reality is the way it is. Things happen the way they happen. And when eventually something happens, it means it can't be any different. So many forces in the whole universe shape that situation, that happening, that is meant to be just the way it is. Everything is so interconnected in life. In our life, in the life of this planet, and in the life of the whole universe. So these all happenings, they are all interlinked and they are determined by so many factors. So at some point they manifest the way they do. And we should be aware that when something happens, it can be any different. We have to accept it, learn the lesson, and go by it. And do not get mad at it, because we won't do any good to ourselves and to nobody. We just suffer uselessly. Why went like this? Didn't go the other way? It can be done. We went like this. It's okay. Let's see what's the lesson now here. What we may learn from the situation we just immersed happened. That should be our attitude. Otherwise we keep banging our head against situation, facts, and things. And the thing is, if we co-op with the situation, we like the way it happens, and we don't fight with it, it tends to become better and better. If we keep fighting with it, it becomes worse and worse. Because it deteriorates us. It makes us stressful. Consequently, instead of improving, we get worse. So situations are the way they are. Happenings, they happen the way they want. But our attitude is going to definitely help us or harm us. We may learn from any given situation something, or many things, or we may unlearn, keep harming ourselves. So here it says, make of me what you want, mold me the best you can. Of thee I have no power, nectar or poison is you that make me drink it. We can't do anything with reality, with facts, with life, with happenings. It's He that shapes everything, this supreme being, this supreme reality that moves not only our life, but the life of all this humanity, this planet, and this solar system, this galaxy, and this immense universe. So if this Supreme Intelligence is capable of doing so much, of moving this whole manifestation, maybe it's wise also in manifesting the happenings of our life, whatever comes. It must be definitely the way it happens, can be any different. So let's cope with it and not just fight with it, otherwise we break ourselves. And even if it seems to be poison, when anything happens, this is not nectar, we may say it's poison, I don't like it. But still, maybe this poison later on, it turns out to be a medicine that heals so many sides of ours, which otherwise we never heal. Very often we learn so much more from difficult situations than from easy ones. And we go through tough periods in which really maybe we don't know where we are going and what's happening to us. Then eventually after some time we see that so much understanding has come out from that, so much improvement. While when we go through very easy periods in which everything seems to be fine, we just relax and become lazy and do nothing. That's how we are. So if in the easy periods we don't act properly and keep doing our spiritual work and of improvement of ourselves, then definitely we are going to attract the difficult period. We'll be shaken from our sleep, slumber, and laziness. So, you transmute my being, teach me how to weave with the trees of my life a carpet on which you may put your feet. So that's what we want to make out of our life. Something which is very pleasing to what we understand to be our God, our Master, whatever. This supreme reality to which we want to, towards which we want to turn our life. So we should live it in such a way that it is pleasing for this our God, for our Master, the way we want to put it. So this relation with the Master is so very important in our life. Because if you love the Master, then we will try to please Him. That's how it was for me always. Always live my life in such a way that I could never displease my Master with my actions. Just because I loved Him so much, and because I care so much about being loved by Him. And I always being so very careful about what I say, what I do, so that He will be always pleased with my actions, with my life. And this dynamic is what really helps us improve. If you don't get into this kind of play with the Master, in which we really care about His love, His attention, His care for us, and we want to please Him, then we will never really improve. This may happen also in a human relation between two partners in life, friends. If you care for somebody, a friend, a partner in life, even our children, we will try to behave the way that is pleasing for the person, so that we may attract his love, her love. But even more in the relation with the Master, which should be a superior kind of relation, a deeper, higher kind of relation. In my life, I always consider my relation to my Master as the most important. I have a wife, I have a daughter, I have so many friends, but none of these relations could be compared to the relation with my master. And none of these loves has ever been as great as that for my master. So in this kind of relation, I really busy myself to make out of it the best thing I could. And I think I managed. I had a very short relation with Master Kirpal, and was nothing of, at a human level, I can say. But with Sanjay I had a very long relation for 20 years. And I can say that by the end he was very pleased with me, really. In those 20 years I never did anything that really displeased him, but everything I did, I think it pleases him a lot. When he came to Ribola the last time in my ashram, in 1989, there was a 7 days program there, and there was some, let's say, from 300 to 500 people. So it meant so much work organizing, because it's a place like this, you know, and you have to organize for this many people a situation in which for a week they can eat, they can somehow sleep, have a place to. So it's really a big work. There were so many people busy in preparing for this work. Prior to this, there was no electricity in the ashram. When I went to live there in 1979, there was no electricity, there was no telephone, there was no water even. I mean, drinking water almost there was never. So what I did, there was a spring. So I dig a ditch there, and it was like a cubic meter, and it was always full with water. And I went to take water from there with buckets, which was 100 meters down the hill, more or less. So that's how I lived my life. And for 10 years we never had electricity. I was there with my family, my wife, my daughter, and yes, we lived for 10 years without electricity, which seems absurd in the West. Maybe in India it's possible, but it was in Italy. But we liked the kind of lifestyle. It was okay for us. So anyway, before Sanjay came in 1989, we really need this electricity because so many people were coming then. So somehow we were lucky enough to get it just a few months before he arrived, before the program. And anyway, so much preparation was to be done. Make all the electric system for the whole place, and water system also, which was there but had to be improved a lot. And we built a small house for Sanjay to stay for those 7 days. And yeah, a big barn in which we had satsang and meditation for everybody. There was already one, but we made it much larger. So really, I mean, for some 6-7 months, many people worked very hard, and myself, I did work very much a lot, really. So anyhow, when Sanjay came, he was really very happy about everything that we had done and how the program was happening. And at some point, he called me for an interview, and I went to talk with him. And at the end of this interview, he said, "You really made this place very, very nice," he said. I took a walk yesterday, he said. You were not there, but I took a walk and I saw everything that you've done. And I must say that I'm sure that the Master, means Master Kirpal, is very pleased with your work, and he will bless you. That's what he said. And he said, from now on, when I come to Europe, I will always come only in this place. So pleased he was, really. So, I mean, that's what I tried in my life, always to live it in such a way and to work in the direction of making it really a gift, sacrifice for the work of my master, what he was doing, to help him to reach many people and bring something meaningful into their life. I am nothing without you. I can be good. My heart hardens and all my compassion vanishes. So this is a good attitude. Always consider ourselves as just nothing. We are nothing, we can do nothing. But it's not because of His grace, because of His blessing. We could never do anything good. We could be mad, we could be handicapped, anything. We could be dead. So if anything comes out of us, if you are able to do anything good in this life, we should never be proud of it, because it's anyway a gift from Him. It's always Him that allows us, through His grace, through whatever, to do what we do. All the strength, the power, the intelligence, the capacities come from Him. We are just nothing. Very often Sanjay will tell us when we have done big things, say, okay, good, but remember, you have done nothing. It has all been done by Him. You have just done nothing. Sanjay was very tough, you know. He would never allow the ego to boost up and, take the upper hand. So he would always make big things into nothing. You have done so much, yes, but remember, it's His grace, it's His will. You've just been an instrument, that's all. I wish I could be pleasing to you, become so pure as to make you love me absolutely. So that's what I was saying. Becoming so pure. Purity of intention is so very important. We may do something wrong also, we may do mistakes, but if our intention is pure, we'll be forgiven, no problem. So what matters really in our life is our intention. Doesn't matter if because of our human limits we make mistakes, or the intention is very important. And if the intention is good, then eventually things are going to be fine. So in a spiritual life, yes, the intentions we have is very important. In general in our life, the intention is very important, but even more on a spiritual path. Make of me a pen with which to write our novel, that of a pure love, a true love, that may truly inspire all. So as I often say, the example is the best thing always. Not so much our words, pretending this and that. It's the example that we give that is going to bring an effect, to influence the life of people, and to be effective. So we should live such a life that is going to leave a mark on the sands of history. Such a life that is going to inspire those who come to to know us, with whom we have dealings in life. But also maybe later on, the life of great men has always influenced down in history so many people. We read a book from a person who lived centuries ago, and by his words, by the example of his life, her life, we get such an inspiration that allows us to also improve so much of our lives. So we should always make an effort to live this kind of life that may be an inspiration for the people that know us, with whom we have dealings in life, our acquaintances, our family members, but also in the future. So we come to know that that person did this kind of life, did this kind of actions. They will inspire so many people forever. Sanjay used to say, those great holy people who have been living a holy life, they are loved so much even now, after centuries, millennia. They are loved so much by the people, like the great masters. But take emperors or kings who have been maybe so cruel and killing everybody and robbing everything. They are hated even now, after centuries and millennia. So the lifestyle that we live is going to inspire not only the people of our time, but also the people who come later on. So we should try to live this kind of life. It's going to be inspiration for the people around us and for the time to come. We want to do big things in life. We want maybe to influence the world, the society, change the situations in the society. Politicians have this pretense. But politicians rarely do anything good. The example of a life dedicated to seeking truth and seeking an ideal life which should be full of love, compassion and service to humanity, not in words but in deeds, is so much better. The thing is, we should at least be able to influence the people around us, our friends, our family members. Instead of pretending so much, there are people who are so good at giving great speeches about peace in the world, this and that, but then they go home and they behave in an unbearable way, and nobody loves them because they're unbearable. So, talking big words, big talks, is not going to change anything. It's more our small actions in our daily interdealing, in our daily life, that are going to bring an effect. So our life should be able at least to bring love, peace, and a loving situation of well-being for the people around us with whom we interact. If you're not able to do this, we can, be very important. We can be prime minister, we can be president, whatever you want. But if you're not able to bring peace into our home, then it's all fake, nothing true. Just acting and posing for the sake of what? Power. So we should live such a life that will leave an imprint in history and will be an example that everybody will like, from which everybody will get inspiration. I implore you, always abide in me, So much so that, oh Sirio, there is nothing left. Only the sublime feeling of my inner self. So eventually he says, I repeat that, of this person nothing is left, but only you. Not so much for my own glory, but for your own glory. Life of very holy people, yes, glorifies maybe their name also, but glorifies mainly the name of God. And all those people who, through their example, has been able to change their life and make something better, something greater, more meaningful out of their life. So whatever we do, whatever good action we perform, should not be to feed our ego, our arrogance. It should be a dedication towards this Supreme Being, who is the cause of everything, who moves everything. So we should like that, rather than this tiny small personality that we are, this Supreme Personality takes over in our life and guides all our thoughts, our words, our actions. They should be all dedicated to His service. So if we live this kind of life, then eventually at the end of our life, we'll be very happy. Because we will know that I have done the best I could, I have reached what I wanted to reach. We will know that our life is at a purpose, we have reached our goal, we will be very happy, and with us so many other people will be happy. That's how I feel about my life. I could die even now, because I know that I have done whatever I wanted to do, and I have achieved whatever I wanted to achieve. So I'm ready to go anytime, because I am completely at peace. I have no fear of anything, I have no fear of dying. I am very happy with my life, whatever I've done. And if it has to continue, okay, it can continue. But if it wants to end, really no problem. I am very happy with what has happened in my life and with what I have achieved in my life. So it would be very good if anybody reaches his end with this attitude, feeling fulfilled, nothing, wanting nothing, nothing more, nothing less, just as it is. So, I hope this small satsang was meaningful to you. In this case, I thank my master for inspiring me this one, and consequently this satsang.